Hey there, everybody. So I'm Gary Manning, and
I'm Teresa Manning.
Yep, and together we make up the Traveling
Man-ings.
There we go. And so, hey, that went real smooth compared to the other 3 times we've tried it. You know, at this time, let's see, where you got, oh, yes, about this time in 14 days, we will be sailing away.
Sail away.
Yes, into the wild ocean blue.
Yonder.
Yeah, no, that's Air Force fly. We're supposed to be sailing, so I don't know what the Coast Guard sailing is, or Navy, but my brother's Navy. Maybe he can comment below and tell us. So, but anyways, yeah, so who knows, maybe we'll go live on Facebook at our sail away on the horizon, on the Carnival horizon on 14 days.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it would be. Probably ain't gonna happen, but it would probably be fun. I nothing against all you guys out there who do sailaways. I love watching them. I love participating in them. I mean, you know, those lives are really fun. Personally, I just don't think we're going to be ready to do a sailaway. You see how we're struggling here with just a played, you know, non-edited or you know, whatever you want to call it. It's a planned. You know, we had our pre-production meeting, and well, the pre-production notes are somewhere. Who knows?
Because hold on. The planner, that would be me, was trying to plan it.
Yeah.
The winger, the one who wants to just wing it, said,
that's me.
We're just going to wing it.
Chicken wings.
Well,
flats right here.
Yeah, drumettes.
Yeah,
but
anyways.
You see where not planning has gotten us. So now we're complaining about not planning.
So real fast, just who we are. We told you, we're Gary and Teresa Manning. You know, we've been together now, been married for 28 years. Really long, 28 years. But very enjoyable, very enjoyable. But there's also, like, you know, she likes to tell, it's been some trying times as well. We've had, you know, some things that have happened that just, you know, like any marriage, you know, but
Absolutely.
We've actually known each other for 30 years. So that was pretty cool. We've been married, so.
Because I was right, like I usually am, so.
See this nice, beautiful lake behind us? What this beautiful lake is, this is Lake Eufaula, right? We live in Eufaula, Alabama, and one of the most gorgeous places on earth. I'm telling you guys, if you've ever been through on 431, maybe headed to the beach, if you've been to Panama City Beach or any of the Pensacola sometimes as well, you got to pretty much drive through Lake Eufaula if you're coming out of the North Tennessee or North Carolina or Atlanta. All of those areas, and you know, they pretty much bring you straight through Eufaula. So that's our little lake behind us. It's also called Lake George if you're from across the river in Georgia, in Georgetown. They call it Lake George. But also it's made by the Chattahoochee River. So yeah, that's all stuff that she said in the first video that we didn't record, that we thought we were recording. And the fish just jumped right there. That was pretty neat. But anyways,
It's known as the bass capital of the world. So
yeah, largemouth bass.
Largemouth bass capital of the world.
Yes. So yeah, so this is a beautiful, beautiful town we live in. We moved here right around 4 years ago after our second cruise. We went on a cruise out of Mobile, Alabama on September 4th of 2017. I posted it in a story not too long, or in my Instagram post not too long ago, just a few hours back. But and met some people, and was pretty neat that was on that ship, and they've become some lifelong friends. We still, you know, talk to them today, but they were from this town. They invited us to come visit, and we did, and well, we haven't left. So maybe they like that. They did leave, but we didn't. We moved here and then they left. But yeah,
Did we run them off?
It's a good possibility.
But yeah, so that is how we ended up in this great little town that we are in.
Yes.
Our So our itinerary
for our May cruise.
Yes.
We're going to Ocho Rios.
Ocho Rios, Jamaica.
We've got a private tour excursion scheduled there. No ship excursion. For you guys like us telling, you know, in the very first recording that we didn't record, what I talked about was, you know, for us, we try not to do ship excursions just because we see that we can save a little bit of money by doing things that necessarily aren't part of a ship excursion. However, we don't knock those that do, you know, ship excursions
absolutely.
and want that security of doing a ship excursion and not being, you know, not having the ship leave you, so to speak. The ship will leave you if your, you know, excursion gets back late, but they will make sure that you catch up to your ship, just so that
If you're on a ship excursion.
Yeah, if you're on a ship excursion. Now, if you're not on a ship excursion and you're not back, you may end up becoming a pier runner, kind of like we were on our very first cruise. Yeah, our very first cruise. We'll discuss that at another time. It's a fun story. And so yeah, but we had well, I'll go back to anyhow. So, well, what we have is, so we have this private excursion, private tour excursion with Riley Tours scheduled in Ocho Rios. Back in the early 2000s, right before or right after our first cruise, I can't remember, we actually went to Jamaica on a missions trip and was at an orphanage up on the Blue Mountains. And for one of our relaxation days, per se, they took us over to Ocho Rios, and we got to go to the falls, to Dunn River Falls and that type of thing. So this will be the first time we've actually been back to Ocho Rios in almost right around 20 years, to be truthful. So it's almost like the first time there, but it's kind of not, if you know what I mean. So
and then since we've already done our Dunn River, didn't mean to do that. But anyways, we
see what you did there.
See what you said I did.
Done. Not do, but done.
We are going to go to Ferngully, and then we are doing the Kanoko Falls. Then we'll have a Jamaican lunch, and then we're going to go to Mahogany Beach. And so we're going to do that for the little ones and let them explore the beach and have fun there. And I'm sure we're going to do some vlogging of that and sharing that adventure with you. Then after that, our next port is Grand Cayman.
Grand Cayman. Never been there. This will be the first time ever. We have no idea actually what to do there.
Zero idea.
So this is where you guys get to come in at. If you don't mind, drop a comment below. Tell us, say, hey, we've been to Grand Cayman. This is what we like to do. Hell is right now kind of on that top of the list for me. I want to be able to go to hell. I want to get a sticker that says I've went to hell. I don't know why. It just kind of is appealing to me. I don't know. That's
the closest I want to get to hell. So I guess, maybe there we go.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a backstory for us, and I mentioned this again in that first video that we thought we recorded, but we didn't. Myself, I have a degree in children's ministry. At one point, we were children's pastors for almost 12 years, and loved every minute of it. But God has just had other plans in our lives, and we've noticed that, and we've seen that, and we've kind of followed where God has led. But my minor is in broadcast with a TV emphasis. So it's just where it's at for me. And so this is going to, one reason why we've started this channel is because of that. All of the roads in our lives, everything that we've had. That was a big fish that just jumped right there. Yes, it was. It was right up here next to the shore. Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't. We'll watch the video later with you to see. But all of everything that's happened in our lives has brought us for this one moment right here. And this is off track of our itinerary, but I just want to tell you guys that I have befriended on Facebook and Instagram. You've given us the encouragement. You've given us the word I'm looking for, the
courage. Go ahead.
The courage, the encouragement. To start this thing up. We're not wanting it, we're not expecting it to go big, we're not expecting to go huge or any of that kind of stuff. We're not necessarily even, it would be neat to see that happen, but.
That's right.
But so anyway, so back to our excursions and our itinerary. Grand Cayman. We have no idea what we're wanting to do. So drop a comment. Tell us what to do in Grand Cayman.
Help, or I'm at his mercy.
Yeah,
and
so we may be pier runners again if that happens.
No, I don't want to run the pier, so help. After Grand Cayman, though, we're going to Cozumel. Home to Cozumel. Not really home, but been enough that we know, we have some ideas of what we want to do. Now, the grandkids might want to do a dolphin excursion. They've kind of hinted around at that.
Yeah, so we're at Dolphinaris. So if you have done that excursion, let us know in the comments as well.
Yes. But the big kids.
We have done Tabasco Chef Maestro.
Oh, that was so much fun. We did that.
That is a ship excursion that we did in November.
Absolutely. That's one of those that we decided, well, let's try it. And our son went with us, and we had the most fun. That is one of the best excursions that we've done because we've done a few ship excursions and we've done some things on our own, and I will say that has to be one of my more favorite ones. So if you're in Cozumel looking for something to do that's a ship excursion, that's not super expensive, because it really wasn't.
But it's not super cheap either.
It's not super cheap, but as ship excursions go, let's face it, they're not.
They give you food and they give you all you can drink drinks while you're there. So it's a really good excursion. So what I brought up the Chef Maestro was where they do the Chef Maestro. Right below that is where they do the dolphin excursion. So we've seen part of it. We know that it's neat and we know it's going to be fun.
Right.
However, we're not really the smallest of people, especially myself. I'm pretty heavy, pretty up there. And so I don't know for me if the dolphin excursion would really be all that great. But the grandkids rule the roost. If any of you have grandkids, you know this.
They get their way.
So, but the other thing we're thinking about doing is, if you watch Jay in the Ship Life, he just did a vlog about it over on his Jay the Nomad channel, from scuba wands. And that's
what the big kids want to do.
That's what we want to do, really. That seems so fun. I've always wanted to scuba, and to be but I've always heard you had to be certified to scuba, and somehow Scuba Wands lets you scuba without being certified. So that's one of those things that I'm really wanting to do and to check out and see what happens. So.
And if we don't get to do it this time, because like he said, the grandkids do rule the roost to make the decisions.
Yeah. We'll be back in August.
We'll be back in August.
Yeah. So we have another cruise scheduled for the end of July, and that one is with my sister and her partner. Yeah. And we're going to be leaving out of Tampa and going to Roatan and up to Cozumel. So if we don't get to scuba this time, maybe we can scuba the next time we're in Cozumel in a few months.
And I know that won't even be the last time, so we will hit it up soon. Sure. But
because I think we're going to Cozumel. Yes, we are. In November in 2024 on the Melanin at Sea cruise.
That one goes to Cozumel too.
We're going to Roatan. We're going to that other Belize, and we're going to Cozumel. So
yeah, that'd be fun. So hey, maybe if you on the Melanin cruise that want to scuba, that would be enjoyable. Anyways, we will scuba at some point. We say all that to say at some point we're going to scuba. But this one is about the kids and the grandkids, mainly about the grandkids. So because once you have grandkids, they come with the kids.
Everything
or the kids come with them. So
everything just revolves around the grandkids.
Our next video that we put out will be the things that we do to prepare for a cruise.
Yes.
And then we will just take you all along for the ride.
Once again, thanks for watching, guys. And I'm Gary.
And I'm Teresa.
And together we make the Traveling
Mann-ings.